All right, so I just got back from running a few different appointments in the Westlake area, and I think I wanted to go over exactly what is happening over that way as far as what you can expect to buy when you are going house shopping in that area. It's what different price ranges are going to get you, and we're just going to check out a few different houses that are going to fit, we'll say 3 different price ranges, maybe 4 if we throw it in there, and then just a little bit of extra info about Westlake itself. So make sure you stay tuned. So Westlake is one of those areas that is a little bit trickier to get into nowadays for a cheap price that matches more of what the Cleveland area is, just due to the fact that so many people are starting to try to move over that way. It's got a great school system, it's got a great community. It's one of those places that you'd be proud to call home. So if you're starting to think about moving to the area, I would definitely recommend thinking about your budget being closer to that $300,000 to $400,000 range for the average price point. And then if you can afford anything higher than that, you're obviously going to get a bigger and newer house as well. So after I finished those appointments over in the Westlake area, I was pretty close to the public library, and I figured I'd swing through just because I had never been through it before. I had a library card that I applied for forever ago online because I live like a couple minutes away from it. So I went in there and got a quick tour, and it was actually a really beautiful library, and the staff there is absolutely amazing. They're super helpful with everything that you are going to need as far as getting ready to check out a book or any information on books that might be coming soon or movies or CDs. There's a ton to choose from. They have a whole section of new CDs and new movies, and then obviously some old ones that you can rent as well. And then scattered throughout are a bunch of different computer stations that the public's free to use, and then obviously books. So while I was there, I ended up taking out this book, and it is about gardening in your backyard. I actually started a garden recently, and I don't have the garden built, it's all still seedlings. So right now I'm actually working on growing some tomatoes, eggplants, broccoli, basil, and then there are just a few trees in the backyard that are growing naturally. So I've got a couple oak, hickory, and also maple trees that are starting to grow, and I'm going to take them and place them in different spots throughout the yard just to keep the nature growing and try and make that ecosystem feel a little bit more wooded back there. Now, as far as the houses that I toured in the Westlake area, I started at the low price range, I did a medium price range, and then I also did a high price range. And I swung past a new build that was still under construction, like they were still working on the foundation, and I didn't really get much record of that, but we can go over it on Zillow. So what I'm going to do here is hop into Zillow itself and kind of give you an overview as far as what to expect if you are moving to the area. So we'll zoom out here and get the whole view of Westlake, and you're going to see that there are a lot of houses that are for sale spread out through the city. So up here on the top right, which is going to be the northeast side, let's see what this 220 is. So this is just going to be an apartment complex, and you can rent out a condo, and just, it's not in bad condition. You're gonna have a pretty updated space with nice looking wood cabinets, granite countertops, and vinyl floors throughout, all painted a great color. And in there you got 2 beds, 2 baths. Now that's gonna be on the lower end, but as far as actual houses go in the area, you're probably gonna be closer to that $350,000 to $400,000 price range, and that's gonna get you a solid size house. You're gonna have 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's gonna come in right around 2,000 square feet. Now, in these neighborhoods, a lot of them are going to be ranches or this split level style home, and a lot of these were built in the 1960s, so you're going to have those styles as well. So in this one, it's a freshly renovated place. You've got your vinyl floors. They did do a gray wall. You've got your cove ceilings, which is to be expected for this year home. And then it looks like they did maybe a little bit more open style concept between the kitchen and the living space. And the nice part about this one is it looks like it's got new cabinets in here, so you're going to have like a pretty timeless style as far as what they use. You've got the granite countertops and then the shaker cabinets that are wood trim, so you're not stuck with the builder grade white that everyone is using and is just a style that's probably going to go bad here pretty soon. I know the grays are already starting to work their way out as I'm seeing through these different flips, but overall this house is incredibly nice. And the cool part about this one is that you've got your laundry on the first floor. You've got a vaulted ceiling for the master bedroom, and it looks like it's even got an ensuite that is attached to it with its own shower. So you are getting the best of both worlds as far as getting that separate space from your guests. You can have a separate bathroom to keep nice and clean, and then you don't have to worry about cleaning your personal one. Or if you want to be separated from the kids, you have the ability to do that as well. So overall, I would say this house is at a pretty good price for getting into the entry-level home in Westlake. But if you have the means and you want something that is a little bit more, say, urban, I would guess, you could work your way into Crocker Park and get one of the townhomes there. You will have very fast walking access to a bunch of different shopping. You have grocery, retail, restaurants, everything you could possibly need in that little area. So that would give you a similar lifestyle to if you were living in Lakewood or closer to downtown Cleveland without actually having to deal with any of the crime that comes with it. Not that Cleveland's a bad spot to live, it's just a different lifestyle than if you were in the suburbs surrounding it. So as we start to work our way over into the second home, like I said, this one's going to be in Crocker. And over here, you're probably going to be landing in that $700,000 to $800,000 range. Like I said, you've got your fast access to all of the different shopping in this area. And if you need a spot to go eat while you're there touring it, I usually go to Condado, but I do like Yard House as well. Grater's Ice Cream is always a great option to stop at as well. They've got some really solid flavors that change pretty frequently throughout the year. I'm not really normally a hard ice cream type of person, but this has been hitting the spot lately. So as far as the condos that you can expect to live in here in the Crocker area, you're going to have 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, about 2,000 square feet, but it is all going to be built up. So the cool part about this one is they have these rooftop decks that are available for you to use. And I can only imagine that sitting on them during the summer, enjoying the nice evenings, grilling out, just listening to everything that's going on in the Crocker area is just one of those things that is nice and relaxing. And having the ability to do so easily for a relatively decent price, it's just one of those things that you can't pass up. Now, as far as the quality of the interior goes, this one is a to-be-built option, so it is not going to have any renderings available on the MLS at the moment. But if you want a little bit more information, I've toured one in a different video about what it's like living in the Crocker Park area. And they had done some updates to their home, so everything had some work done to it compared to what it was when it was built. They had new LVT floors throughout. They had an updated banister to make it feel a little bit more modern. And then they also updated the kitchen as well to have some new countertops, cabinets, and just a better layout overall. So as far as the third price range that we are going to be checking out in the Westlake area, you're going to be able to see that there is some pretty solid houses that you can get in that price range compared to other parts of the United States. These $1 million houses are going to have a lot more space to choose from. They're going to have some decent sized lots, and a lot of them are newer houses. So as we start to go check out the next one, which is going to be at the $1 million range right behind the rec center. So this house is a really pretty entry. You are going to have the 20-foot ceilings as you walk inside, and then you get a little sneak peek of that railing for the upstairs, and it's just a really nice elegant touch that they added to it with the chandelier and the massive window over the front entryway. You've got your wood floors throughout. Those look like they might be a laminate to me. I don't think planks are that big for the types of flooring that do go in, but also you get a barn door that separates this room off to the left on the entryway, so that way you can use it as an office, or if you need it as a playroom. It's a pretty flexible space for the different things that you can use it for. Further in, you're going to have another bedroom with that tray ceiling, and then a half bath that is available for the guests to use when they are over. The dining room's got a ton of space for a pretty solid sized table. It looks like this one you can fit 8 people pretty comfortably and have a little bit of room to spare. The living room, though, is what really does it for me on this one. This feature wall with the fireplace and all of the windows is just absolutely stunning. I love all the curvature that comes with the windows. Most of the time these are going to be a square style, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I think this has just a lot more character, and it looks like they took a little bit of time to update that fascia on the fireplace at some point. It's looking pretty modern, and I think they did a really great job with it. As we start to transition over into the kitchen area, a lot of these houses over this way are going to have a similar setup where there is an Eden Bay area that is overlooking the backyard, and then there's a little coffee station as well. As you start to go over, you've got that Eden Island, so you have that easy access to sitting in the kitchen while someone is prepping, and then the under counter microwave along with the double range as well. Now, that's a pretty interesting style that they chose to use for the backsplash above the range. That's not something I've really seen before, where it's like a totally different tile. I don't think I love it, I don't think I hate it, but it is a great option and it is pretty stylish. So something else you'll notice in this kitchen is that there are a ton of cabinets in here. It's actually pretty crazy. So you've got your fridge on that back wall along with a pantry. Now, the really nice part about these $1 million homes is a lot of them come with a pretty luxurious laundry room and a pretty luxurious master bathroom. So this laundry room is no exception. It's got tons of space. You got plenty of counter space to put baskets on. store everything that you could possibly need above as far as your needs go for your laundry. And it looks like there's even a wall of cabinetry behind as well. So storage in this one is no issue. Now, as we start to move into the master bedroom, this one is actually pretty sweet because it's also got a bay bump out that you could put a couch in and just enjoy the views, read a book. But it's a big open space that you could get a lot of decor in there. You can easily fit a king size bed along with the nightstands that go next to it. And then the master bath is just the ultimate luxurious section. So in here, it looks like you've got granite countertops with your sink and a ton of cabinet space underneath. You've got the jacuzzi tub with the same style stone around it, which has this massive front window that allows a ton of natural light to come in along with the skylight above it. And then across from that is this beautiful walk-in shower as well. And it looks like you've got your walk-in closet back there tucked away. And now we're on the second floor where you have an open space at the top and access to some of the bedrooms. Looks like these ones have vaulted ceilings as well to kind of match the geometry of the outside of the house and give you that extra headroom. There's a step-in shower here along with a newer looking vanity. And overall, this one is actually pretty nice. So you've got 6,000 square feet on this one. You've got the finished basement, a second fireplace in that basement, and also a second kitchen. Also an extra room that they're using as sports storage or working out maybe. So realistically, if you can swing it, this house is going to have everything you could need and more. Plenty of space for a family to grow into with the 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms that are available for use. Now this one was built in 2002, so it's approaching that 20-year mark, which isn't bad. It's got all the updated electrical, it's got all of the newer codes. But if you do want that newer style build, you are going to have access to that as well. And in the next one that we are going to check out, it's going to land you around the same price range. You're going to be at that 1 million to 1.2 million if you want the bigger house. So we got this newer build right here. 5 beds, 4 baths, and I'm guessing it's going to be at that 4,000 to 6,000 square feet. But like I said, this is a to-be built home, and it's going to land you in not a new development. There are houses that are a little bit older in this area that are intertwined for lots that have not been built on yet. So this one in particular is going to be mixed in with those. If you want a new build neighborhood, you are going to probably have to go with a Dries, Pulte, or Ryan homes. A lot of the bigger plots of land have been built out in Westlake, so they're fewer and far between. But if you need any more information on that, I'm definitely able to help you. Just reach out to me and I'll be able to get you a list of what is available. So as we're starting to scroll through this new build, it looks like you've got a pretty open floor plan as far as the house goes. I can't really read a lot of these, but this wing, it looks like you got your 3-car garage on the bottom that leads up to your driveway, and then into the house you have your foyer, and off to the right is the 5th bedroom suite, which is pretty interesting because normally the study is going to be the first thing over that way and the bedroom would be off the back of the house, but that's a pretty interesting style for what they chose to do here. You've got your great room, your dining room, and that all leads you into the kitchen, it looks like, where you've got your access to the garage through the mudroom. As we go further into it onto the 2nd floor, you're going to have a overview of the living room over from this section. There's a laundry room right at the top of the stairs that you have access to. Your owner's suite is going to be off to the right in the very back right corner of the house, with a massive walk-in closet and also a huge bathroom that is attached to it, which is pretty much to be expected, I would say, especially if you're spending that $1.2 million. But across from there, you're going to have your bedroom 2, and then that is going to have access to a walk-in closet. And bedroom 2, 3, and 4 are going to share a bathroom, which is accessed from the hallway. So none of these additional bedrooms on the 2nd floor are going to have that direct access to the bathroom. They're gonna have to walk through the hallway. Now that's not the biggest deal in the world. However, depending on what your style and your tastes are, it could pose to be an issue, but a lot of the times these builders are flexible with being able to change the layout to something that might fit what you need a little bit better. And a lot of the time, just looking at the 2D floor plan doesn't put this into perspective for what it actually is. It's going to feel a lot smaller on paper than it is in person. So as far as buying a house goes in the Westlake area, you have a lot of different opportunities available to you. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other suburbs in Cleveland, but like I said, there is a lot that the city offers to the residents itself. And I have a full video on what you can do in Westlake and what it has to offer, all about the real estate market that happens there. So if you want some more in-depth information about Westlake itself, go check out that video. It's going to be linked down in the description. But if you are starting to think about moving over this way, feel free to reach out to me. I help a lot of people move over to the Cleveland area every single year. All of my contact information is down in the description, but I'm gonna leave the video there for now. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.